Hello friends, welcome to my word processing class using Microsoft Office Word for beginners. Day 2. Ba, 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 ba. I'm excited and I am your facilitator, Sakawaka, spelled Sakawaka. I'm always excited taking you through this journey of becoming a professional user of Microsoft Office Word. I love you. So today, day 2, I'll be focusing on the home tab, and the home tab is divided into 5 groups, which are the clipboard, the font, the paragraph, the styles, and editing. But today we'll be focusing on font, this F-O-N-T, font. Um, there's a deliberate reason I'm not taking the home in a chronological order, starting with the clipboard before the font and then the paragraph. The reason is pretty obvious and simple. That's because the font to me is the basic of all, because it has to do with how your texts are presented in Microsoft Office Word. Before you say you copy, cut, or paste something, you should be able to work with how the text look and so on. So, with that being said, there are 2 basic ways you can apply formatting to your work in Microsoft Word, and one of them is you apply the format settings before you start typing, or you finish typing and then you apply the format. But the one I'm using now is that I already have something typed just to save time. Then I'll be applying the format for you to see, and maybe after that I will now set the format and then type, so you see how the format you apply will affect what I'll type after the explanation. So with this, I have on the screen, on Christ the solid rock. On Christ the solid rock. I'm a Christian, so you just have to understand if I use some of these Christian hymns for my examples. On Christ the solid rock. Now, the first you'll be looking at under font is this font styles, which is this font. Now, I usually explain this concept of font style to my students using the concept of handwriting. Every one of us have different handwritings that are different from person to person. So the same way my handwriting is different from yours, the same way the computer has so many handwritings per se, and these handwritings are called the font styles. So if I want to apply something like a different handwriting to my text, what I will do is to select that text, say this on Christ the solid rock, which is the title of the hymn, and then I will come here to the font style, which is also known as the font face. Click on this arrow and then choose any font style of my choice, which is synonymous to the handwriting type. So I'll click, for example, Algerian. I have the Area Black and so on. So let me use the Area Black for my heading. Now, if you know the name of the font style you want to use, instead of clicking the arrow to start searching, because there are so many of them, you can just come here and type the name directly. You can just click and type the name directly. For example, if I want to use Algerian, you see it auto complete it, and then I press my enter key. The writing has changed from the previous. So I'll go back to use Area Black for my heading. I don't know why I'm insisting on using Area Black for my heading. And then for the body, I can decide to choose another font style, which is like another handwriting for the body of the hymn. Now, if I don't want to use my mouse to highlight, in case my mouse is having problem, I can use my shortcut, my keyboard shortcut, which is Shift. Hold down the Shift button and then use the arrow keys to control the highlighting. which I just did. So when I highlight, I want to use a different font style. Let me say I want to use something more obvious. Let me use fort, Forte. Yes, fort. Now you see this is different, right? I'm sure you are getting the drift now. This is different. And my refrain, let me use comic. Let me use comic. So I'll type it Comic Sans MS. Now you see that my heading is different from my stanza 1, and then my stanza 1 is different from my refrain. You understand it now? I assume so. So this is how you use the font face or the font style as the name implies. So now these texts are just very simple. They are small. They are small compared to other texts. And what we can do is to increase the font size. The font size. The font size talks about how big or how small what you've typed will look like. So by default, it is size 11. However, for official documents, it is recommended that you use font 12 or 14, except otherwise stated. I say it is recommended, it is not a must. So depending on the kind of company organization you find yourself, they might tell you, okay, use font so for this kind of project and so on. Apart from that, fonts 12 and 14 are like the safe haven for font sizes. Yes, so for my heading, let me use font 16, for example. You see how big it is. Let me even use 20. You see, the bigger the number, the bigger the text. You see, so I'm using font 20. And then for my body, let me use font 14. For my refrain, let me use font 16. You see it, I'm choosing different font sizes so you can see how they differ from one another. This is Arial Black, the font style. This is font and this is comic. You see that they are different from one another. The same way, this is font 20, this is font 14, and this is font 16. I'm sure you get that pretty well. Now here you have the bold, italicize, and underline. Now I want to make this bold, like I want to create emphasis on it. What I will do is to click on this B for bold. It is bold now. Let me bold this refrain. Click on it. You see, I've removed the boldness and then I've put it back, which is bold. That is for bold. For this thing now to be highlighted, it means it is effective. It means rather that it is active on that text I clicked on. This is my cursor, and this is what is acting on it, the bold. So from here now, I might say, okay, let me italicize the heading, that is to make it slanty. I will just click on I. Let me underline my refrain. I will click on this U. However, there are various styles to underline. So what I will do is to click on this arrow here, and then you can see that I have my double underline. I have my broken lines, my dash, and so on. You can see them. My dotted line, the dashed underline, and so on. So anyone I choose. Let me choose the wave. I don't like serious things. So with that, you can see how the bold works. If I want to remove the italic here, I will highlight and then click on this slanty eye here. Now you notice that almost, in fact, all the things I've done so far, I have been highlighting. That is because highlighting helps you to group what you want to apply particular change to, instead of just, the highlighting helps you to be more coordinated. and focused on what you want to apply a particular setting to. That is for that. Now here you have the increase font size, and then you have the decrease font size. The increase font size is also known as a grow font, and the decrease is also known as shrink font. How do they work? Instead of me to come here and be choosing the font size, I can just click to increase. You see this number corresponds to my click here. So if I continue clicking, it keeps on expanding, growing, increasing. And if I click on the shrink, it decreases, which is why it is called shrink or decrease font size. Let me take it back to 14. Now you see this to increase the font size, to grow it, to increase it, and this is to decrease or to shrink the font size. Now I've taken it to font 12. So far I have explained this, which is my font face, or the font style as you might choose to call it. And then this is my font size. I've explained it. The increase font size, the decrease font size. I've talked about the bold, italicize, and underline. The next thing I want to talk about now is the change case. The change case. Now you see that everything here is typed in sentence case. That is just like your normal sentence, every beginning of a sentence starts with capital letter, and that is exactly what has happened. So what if I want everything now to be capital letter? Will I have to delete everything and start typing again? No, I don't have to. What I will do is the part I want to take to uppercase or capital letter, I will highlight that part and then come to my change case here. Click on uppercase for capital letters. Let me change the font to something you can see easily in case you can't visualize that properly. Let me choose a Century School book. Yes, you can see this now. I believe so. So let me increase it to font 14. Better now. So I just changed the case to uppercase. Let me take everything to lowercase, which is small letters. You see it, right? You see it. Okay. Now let me take everything, capitalize each word. You can see the change, right? M capitalize, H capitalize, because I'm capitalizing first letter on each word. You see it. So that you did not use the appropriate cap doesn't mean that you have to delete your work and start afresh. You can just use the change case and so many other options here. But let me take it back to the sentence case, and this Jesus, let me make it normal as a proper noun. J, let me take the J to uppercase. So that is how this works. Now here you have the strike through, you have the subscript rather, and then the superscript. Now when I hover at anything, you see the name and the corresponding shortcut keys. Please take note of the shortcut keys. They will help you to remember them. So here for the strike through, let me do something. I love working with this. Let's say I want to type, for example, theta, the symbol for theta. Let me, like I told you before, I can decide to apply the changes I want, the format I want before typing. It's good. I told you. So I've set them now. Let me now type here. So I'll just type O, highlight it, highlight my O, and then come to strike through. Let me increase the font. Now you see it is striked just once. It is striked just once. This strike through. However, if you are in Nigeria, you realize that our currency, which is Naira, is actually an N that is striked twice. How can I get that? If I strike through once, this is just a single strike. It is not our Nigerian naira. I'm using it to demonstrate how the strike through works. For me to get the double strike through, what I will do is uncheck this, then click on this font button. Now everything here are shortcuts to what you have on this font button. So I'll click on it, and then this font dialog box comes up. This is font for the font style. This is, you can see there. So here I will just double click on double strike through. This is my preview of how it will work. You can see the double strikes, and then I will OK it. So now I have single strike and then double strike, and this is our Nigerian naira sign. So with that being said, now let's say I want to type let me remove it so it doesn't apply to other ones. Let me say I want to type 101 base 2. Now these aren't 2 as a base, like normal number base. What I'll do is I'll click on subscript to make it a base. It now turns to 101 subscript 2, which is like 101 base 2. You see it, right? Come here, remove it so that you know apply to the other thing I want to type. So what if I want to type 12 3 raised to power 2? What I will do is I will highlight the 2 and then come to my superscript. Remove the superscript because I'm done with what I want to do. So here now you have your subscript, and here you have the superscript. It's easy. It's just for you to take time and go through them. If I can know them and explain them, you can do better. You know why? Because you are smarter. Yeah, you are smarter, way smarter than you think. And if they should put you and I in a room to write an exam, I can say that you do better than, because I believe that you are smart. You are a smart person. Yeah, I say so. So this is subscript and this is superscript. Yeah, that is how they work. I've explained the strike through, the subscript, the superscript. Now you see some of these other things that you might be asking, what are they used for? What is this used for? For example, you have the text effect and so on. Where is it used for? I'm going to tell you now. But before I continue, let me say this real quick, that you paid for this course and you spent resources downloading my tutorial video, trying to practice them, and it will be insensitive of me to not say that you are important to me. You are important to me. I appreciate you. I value you. I love you. I love you for believing in me that I can deliver to make you a professional in the use of Microsoft Office Word. So if there's anything you do not understand in the course of my teaching, please, I beg you, message me. Tell me you do not understand. I am professional enough to know and understand that not everybody will grab what I'm teaching at a go. So if you don't understand, don't feel shy, don't feel bad about it. It's normal. Just let me know, and I will be super happy to put you through. Even though it will take me to record a personalized video explaining how that thing works for you to understand, I will. Even though it will take me to call you on voice call, video call, to ensure that you know it and follow through, to be sure that you know it, I will do so. But first, you have to let me know. You have to help me to help you. And how you can help me to help you is for you to tell me, Mr. Sakawaka, I do not understand this concept, and you will be doing me a whole lot of good. I'll be glad to help you. You are important to me. I love you, and of course I really do love you. So back to the video now, to the tutorial rather. So you have these as a text, effect, and typography. How for some versions of Microsoft Word, you might not have this, especially like version 2007 doesn't have this text effect. So how it works is this: when you click on it, you have some predefined text formats. Anyone you click on, that is how your text will look like. So let me click on this with a reflection. You see, the way it looks here is the way my text looks here, giving it that feel, that effect, and so on. Let me say this: if you are working on a corporate document, please and please do not overuse effects. Be intentional about how you use colors, effects. Don't overuse them because you know how to use them. Be intentional about them. So this is how it works. This is how it works. So you just highlight what you want and then choose any effect of your choice. Any effect of your choice. And then voila, that is it for you. So here you have the highlight color. Anything I highlight, for example, if I highlight and stop on this on here, and then I click on highlight, see what it will do. It will highlight that background for me. Now this is different from me highlighting the text itself. So if I should highlight the text here and then click on this font color, you see the font color affects the font itself, while the highlight color affects the background of the highlighted text. And then you have one third one here, which is your shading. Now your shading highlights the entire line, you can see. So this is it. This red is my highlight color, this white is my font color chosen from here, and this black here is my shading for this line. It's my shading, you can see it. So these are the three major colors that you can apply to text or a normal. So here you have the highlight color, you have the font color, and here you have the text effects and typography. I just hopped into this shading because of the colors that I'm trying to illustrate, so you get a comprehensive knowledge of how they work. Now the last thing here is this clear formatting, the clear all formatting. Now how does it work? The clear all formatting removes every format you've done to your work. It removes all of them and take them back to default. The only thing that it doesn't affect is this highlight color. Apart from it, it takes everything back to default. Remember, by default the font size is 11. By default the font face or the font style is Calibri. There's no bold by default, so it returns, like it strips them back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. All right, so enough talking. See it now. Yes, it returns everything back to the original way it was by default. So you see, back to font 11, Calibri body, there's nothing. And like I told you, the only thing doesn't affect is the highlight color. So if you want to remove the highlight color, you come here and click on no color. The same way, if you want to change your color, you come here to change your colors. So that is it. I will do a recap by reformatting them. I highlight, come here to font face or font style, depending on the name you want to call that, which is under font, and then choose any font which I said is synonymous to handwriting, the kind of handwriting you want for your text. So I'm choosing them. Here I want let me use script empty boot. Yeah, let me use this. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So let me use, I don't know how they pronounce this thing. Yes, but I love it. It looks like an Indian word. Yes. Oh, it's not even as beautiful as I think it will. Imagine. So let me use Algerian. Yeah, for my reframe. So you can see these are font styles, and then my font size. Let me choose font 14 for them, and let me increase this. I'm using the increase now to font 20, and let me increase this to font 16. Yeah, that is good. Now here I want to change the heading to capital letter, all of them. Instead of me to delete and type again, I'll just come to change case and choose uppercase. You can see how good that is. Reframe, I don't want it to be capital letter or true, so I just come and just turn it to sentence case. Oh, I forgot, it comes with it comes with the font style I choose. So let me choose comic. Let me use comic. Yeah, so from here let me use sentence case. Yes. I love this. So that is for these, and then let me bold the reframe. Let me bold it. Let me underline it. Let me do something here. I'm putting italicize. Yes, I'm putting italicize to make the text snazzy. And from here I will type my the reframe. Now as you can see, okay, let me remove the underline. Let me remove the bold. Now you see I've not started typing, but I've set it to, let me set it to script empty here. Let me set it to script. Okay, let me set it to script empty, and then let me change this font size to 14. What I type, so you can see on Christ the solid rock I stand. No, let me change this to comic. Let me change it to comic. Yeah. So on Christ, comma, the solid rock I stand. Yes, enter. All other ground is sinking sand, and all other ground is sinking sand. Full stop. So you can see I just did my setting, my formatting, and that type, and it takes effect. So that is how it works. The next thing I talked about was the strike through. I'm recapping. Talked about the strike through. Press enter, and then let me take it to 14. Let me type 14 there. Yeah. So I'll type this. My strike through, I just highlight, and then I choose my strike through. This is it. And for my naira, let me increase this font sizes to like 20, so you'll be able to see them. So yeah, this is a single strike through, and this is a double strike through to create my naira sign. And okay, you see it now. My 101 base 2, I used subscript, and then I want to write 3 raised to power 2. What will I use? I will choose superscript. Yeah, you can see how it works. And then the next thing I did, highlight. Let me highlight the whole of this. Let me just highlight it. I choose my pen highlight color. You see it now. Now let me change the font color to, let me say, to red this time. Yes, let me change it to red, and then let me now choose the shading. Now see, the shading will cover this. So you see it. This green is my highlight, the red is my font color, and then this black here is my shading. And that is all about the font for today. And here is my clear formatting. Let me do that and round up. Now if I highlight everything, clear formatting, they go back to Adam and Eve. So these are you use the things on the font group of the home tab. It's been a wonderful journey taking you through this day 2 tutorial on how to use Microsoft Office Word. I remain yours faithfully, just whatever you want me to be, Sakawaka. Once again, if you have any question, do not hesitate to let me know, because I'll be excited to take you through. Thank you, and you are welcome. Don't mention. I can be quite dramatic most times. Yeah.